Hey y'all, it's Brandon Lehman. I'm here again and ready to paint. And I thought maybe we'd do something a little unusual. Different painting of liquid opal, liquid black, and liquid white from Bob Ross. You can use the .com to get the Bob Ross supplies. I don't have a palette, but I am starting off. Now, when I bought them, they came in a can. They may come in a jar now, and this is the liquid black. Buy it from Bob Ross. We're gonna do a night sky, maybe with a sprinkling of stars. Show you how to paint a black and white. It really makes your imagination really go. It really makes your imagination, your eye for detail. You tend to pick up more details and learn. You'll add more leaves on your trees and things like that. So that helps. And maybe there's a cloud right there. I could leave that cloud, or I could paint it with the liquid opal, because clouds are a little unusual. They are not really gray. They are purple. If you look good and look really good, a cloud is purple, not white. It's not gray. Sometimes it's a darker cloud, maybe black, you'd say, but it's not really black. It's really a dark shade of purple. So, if you want to paint your clouds in purple, it actually looks more realistic. And you can get really specific with this, but I'm thinking maybe I want a scene in front, nice forest. I really want to concentrate on the forest. I want to make it look good. Out in front. I'm not going to worry too much about the background. I'm just going to paint a little lake. You could add a cabin if you wanted to. You could add all different kinds of things. It really makes you think better. More detail in your painting, because it is just a limited color, so you have less to think about. You have a lot less to think about, and you're limited color, and you think more designs. So it helps you to be more creative. So the more you paint with very basic colors or a limited palette, the better off you are. And Bob Ross, all of his paints, he has very basic colors if you buy from Bob Ross. So, what do you think? Okay, I think that's about enough on the skies. I'm gonna set that brush down. Set down the liquid black. And I'm gonna pick up the liquid opal. This is Bob Ross liquid opal. It may look and seem gray, but it's not. It's really opal, is what he calls it, but it's a slight shade of purple or violet. So I'm gonna pick up the fan brush, and I've got a smaller fan brush. It's a Zem fan brush, number 2. It's a smaller fan brush. I'm gonna make that cloud. And we're just doing this together. We're just learning this together. We're having fun. It's just a sudden cloud and a night sky. Maybe some of it whiffs upward. And press upward on the brush. And a bit of a smiley face. And some of it downward. Clouds can make you frown. That's a good way to remember it. Clouds can make you frown. Clouds can make you happy. So, either way, just different ways to have your cloud fluffing. Carrying on to the top there, with the sides and the top whenever you paint. That way it saves on the expensive cost of framing. But if you really want to frame it, it costs a lot. It's upwards of $125 to $300 sometimes whenever you paint and you want to frame it. So I recommend, I'm making this cloud in the front, I recommend painting the sides. And I'm putting this cloud in front here. If you see that, it's a little darker, a little more color. I'm touching it less touches on the canvas, blending it less. And that looks pretty nice. So I'm gonna think about this, and perhaps we have a little rainfall. Rainfall should probably be a liquid opal. And the leading edge should be a light rain, and your darker rain on into the cloud more. So it's raining right there. It's just off in the distance. Don't see it all the way. So there you are. Got a little raining on the sides. Maybe be a sprinkling here. A little sprinkling right there. Okay. So I set that brush aside. And I'm going to do something a little different with the grass. I'm wanting the grass to really be one little blade at a time. I really want to work on the grass and the lighting in the grass, because this is a night scene. This is a night scene, and it's just going to be darker some places, lighter in some places. So you just put your liquid opal down first, and just in areas, because you want to start with different hues in different areas. Just to get a basic layout. You get your basic layout, it's like an idea of what color you want where, helps you concentrate more on each little detail, the finer details. Get your basic idea on canvas. The thing is to just do it, just put it up there. I've got a good corner here. A good corner there. And maybe I want a little hillside over here. Maybe that one's going up a hillside. Like that. I was just using a fan brush. You can use any brush for this part. That could even be a hill of snow, if you wanted it to be. That could be mountains, smaller mountains, the ones that have the trees on top and just trees. No mountain as in the ones with snow on top. It could be too. So you could do that. But when it's a mountain and it's got snow on top and it's really high, it tends to catch it from one side. So if it's going this way, if your cloud's going this way, your mountain would get rain on this side or snow on this side and not on the back side. Blocks it. And it tends to go over the valley too. If you really see a valley and you've been living in a valley for a long time, it tends to go over the valley. So you might not want to make it rain in the valley. just maybe a light dusting or light rain. So I've got a good pattern blocked off right there. Exactly with that. And set down the liquid opal. Picking up the liquid black. And we're gonna do some grassy areas, but I want to paint in the trees first, and so I can really focus on the grass. I'm using a Princeton number 10, Princeton number 10, Princeton Select. I don't know if you can see that very well or not. Princeton Select number 10, just a round brush. Gonna paint in some trees. Bob Ross liquid black again. Yes, I sure hope Bob Ross does continue to make liquid black. I love his paints, love his brushes, and I thought I would really explore the liquid black. There are so many things and so many things that it's capable of. It goes on fast, and you can make more creative scenes. You can just really think more about detail and think more film. You can come up with your own ideas, and if you come up with your own ideas, then you should send them to Bob Ross, because you might need ideas for painting. In fact, you might. You never know, because he always enjoyed when people send him postcards and things like that. So I really wanted to bring back liquid black and liquid opal. And if we use his stuff, then he really sticks around. And I respect the guy. I respect him. He served his country. Very fine gentleman. And he taught us all a little about life. How to be happy when things are not so happy. How to love again. So if you ever find yourself down, just watch a Bob Ross. He's really inspiring. If you ever need to calm down and things just aren't going right, just get on YouTube, look up Bob Ross, or go buy his videos. Buy a video. They're really good. They're really good. I have not purchased the entire collection, but I have quite a few of my own. And I really enjoy him. He was my teacher. When all the teachers and people like that from the classrooms that I was in, well, I was at the back of the class, put it that way. They told me you can't. And they never asked me to leave. I stayed. But I left so that I could love painting. That's what Bob Ross helped me do again. With his products and all of his wonderful ideas. Brushstrokes was truly created by Bob Ross. And he's got a great magazine that teaches you how to stay up on the topics that are going on in the art world, the newest ideas. Just to write a piece, have a painting contest, nice friendly contest, and you really can bring the joy back in painting, if you ever lose it. Sure made me happy, because I'm painting right now. erase that tree. I'm just going to go over it again. Perhaps that's where the rain was falling, those darker areas. Maybe they're off in the distance. And add a little and say they're off in the distance. I'm not erasing that tree or anything. Just making a good shadow to where if you continue it, if you really want to get into the detail, you can get a smaller brush and use the white in your darker areas. But I think you see what I'm saying about use basic colors, because it gives you more ideas of what you can do. You don't have, say you don't have green. You don't have a green. You got a blue tree, blue spruce. It happens. Things like that. So, the limited palette does help you to be more creative. Think of pretty colors, mix them a bit, make a different hue. Maybe you want this one to stand out a bit more, a little less. I'm going to fade that in right there. Paint the sides. So, I was going to go ahead and lay out the lines for my grass with the round brush, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to take a script liner or a smaller brush, a detail brush, a 0/10 brush from Princeton is what I use, but you can use any kind of brush. Princeton over, 0/10, and it's a very fine detail. But if you really want to paint each leaf, paint each raindrop even. So it teaches you, this right here was to teach you the basic idea of using limited palette, black and white. You get confused, you don't know where to go, how to improve. You just start off black, liquid opal, liquid white, and it just restarts the mind all over again. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm going to go into more detail off camera, but you can use any color you want to finish with each little blade of grass, and you can use your own ideas there. So y'all have a good day. This is Brandon Lehman, and keeping it clean using the smear technique.